Hi, everybody. It's Amanda, and I am back. I wanted to get on here today and talk to you a little bit about a movie that I recently watched on television, actually on the Hallmark channel, if you can believe it. Now, I want to preface this by telling you that I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 80s and in the 90s, and so I am a child of the after school TV specials that they had. I was all about Tori Spelling, getting hooked to some kind of like caffeine pills. I was all about, girls having abusive boyfriends, and that kind of rolled into Unsolved Mysteries, and that kind of rolled into now. I mostly watch a lot of like murder documentaries where, women snap, or someone is like living out in the country and murdered 100 people and they're all buried on their property, things like that. I know it's kind of morbid, but that's just honestly the type of person I am. And I'll be honest with you, I have never seen, up until this point, I have never watched a Hallmark movie. So when I heard that Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story, was the newest release for Hallmark, I had to check it out. If you follow me or if you know about me, I am a Kansas City, and I live in Kansas City, have lived here my whole life. Diehard Chiefs fan. I love my boys in red. And so when I heard that this was being made, I had to check it out. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the movie. And so if you're at home, I want you to get all cozy, get in your flannel pajamas, and meet me next to the fireplace with a cup of cocoa. And we're going to go over the Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story. All right, back it up. The Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story premiered on the Hallmark Channel on Friday, November 30th. You may be surprised, but again, like I said, I have never watched a Hallmark movie. Even though I am completely the demographic which Hallmark movies are like targeted for, I am over the age of 40. I am married, and I've been married for 10 plus years, and I live in Kansas City. So all the stars aligned, and this Hallmark movie was, I think, directed right at me. If you don't know, for Kansas City, Hallmark is a local treasure. It was actually founded in 1910 by a woman, Joyce Hall. Joyce Hall is an absolute queen. She basically found or saw that there was a need for greeting cards and for wrapping paper, because at the time, most people would make their own greeting cards or wrap gifts in newspaper or old paper that they could find. So she actually founded the company in 1910 and started with greeting cards and with wrapping paper. Hallmark is basically the standard for all greeting cards. Does anyone else get a greeting card in the mail and immediately flip it over and look for the Hallmark emblem on the back? It might just be me because I am from Kansas City, but it is just kind of a symbol. Hallmark is, I believe, like the most elite of all greeting cards. Here in Kansas City, they actually have a beautiful museum at Crown Center that goes through the history of Hallmark. It shows how it started off. It shows the different images and illustrations that the first artists created for the greeting cards and for the wrapping paper. They even have a machine there that can make a little Hallmark bow, and it dispenses it for you as a nice little souvenir to take home. Hallmark also has a children's center called Kaleidoscope, where children can go and create different pieces of art. They have stickers that are left over and greeting cards and other paper products that they can use to create. It is actually free to the community. I can remember going on multiple field trips down there, and I've taken my children as well down there to Kaleidoscope. Hallmark essentially created Crown Center. It is a shopping experience. There are restaurants and multiple different shops that you can go to there. But it was all founded by Hallmark. Now, Hallmark has actually evolved into a multimedia company. They have obviously the Hallmark movies, which we're going to talk about today. But what really was interesting is I saw on Facebook that they actually have Hallmark cruises. So people get together that really enjoy the Hallmark movies, and they can book a cruise to go on. And then they have some of the different actors and actresses that have appeared in the movies go on these cruises as well. And it just looks like a big party. It looks pretty interesting. And I had no idea that they actually have Hallmark cruises. Okay, so the Hallmark Movie Channel was actually launched in January of 2004. There were two main series that were initially picked up. The first one was Magnum PI, and the second one was Diagnosis Murder. Crown Media shifted, showing their mystery movie series in 2008, and they focused more on the lighter romances as they found more success and viewership in these romantic series. So it makes perfect sense that Kansas City, which is the home of the Chiefs and the home of Hallmark, would join forces to create a holiday love story. So many people thought, and myself included, that since Hallmark was making a love story, that it might be loosely centered around Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's romance. You know, a worldwide pop star falls in love with a local football hero. But I'm very happy to say that this is in no way related to the love story. So let's go ahead and talk about the movie. Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story. The two main stars are Hunter King and Tyler Haynes. So if Hunter King looks familiar to you, as she did to me, it's because I recognized her sister, Joey King, from such movies as Bullet Train, The Kissing Booth, and then she actually she portrayed Gypsy Rose. Tyler Haynes is originally from Canada, and I couldn't find any film credits associated with him, but he did an amazing job in this movie. This is a completely star-studded cast, let me tell you. We have Ed Begley Jr., we have Megan Price, who I recognize from Grounded for Life. I had to look her up on IMDb because I'm like, I know this woman. Diedrich Badger, who we all know from The Drew Carey Show and from Napoleon Dynamite. Christine Ebersole, Richard Reachley, Jamie Anderson, Abraham Benrubi, and also, very important to mention, this film starred, and it was her film debut, our loving Donna Kelce. There were quite a few cameos in this film as well. We have Trent Green, Jenna Bush Haggard, Trey Smith, and a cameo by Mayor Lucas. The movie opens up with a wonderful history lesson about the Chiefs and the field in which they played on. The character Alana, who is played by Hunter King, is a local Kansas City girl who helps her family run their shop located in Independence, Missouri. At their shop, they essentially sell a bunch of Chiefs memorabilia, and the whole family are complete die-hard Chiefs fans. The character of Derek, played by Tyler Haynes, is new to Kansas City. And he has shared that his character grew up in Europe and traveled around a lot as a child. Now, Derek actually works for the Chiefs Association, and he has been tasked with finding a person or a family to nominate for the Fan of the Year award. Now, according to the NFL website, they actually do have a Fan of the Year award that they give out. And I was able to find that most recently, the award was given to Dr. Amy Patel, MD. She is a board-certified radiologist who specializes in breast imaging. She was compelled to move back to Kansas City after her studies at Harvard to help women achieve an equitable breast care access in the rural areas. And she has always carried a great love for the Kansas City Chiefs. Alana, who works for the family store, hopes to take over and is preparing for what they're calling the Light the Block, which reminds me a lot of the Plaza lighting ceremony. But it's a bit of a smaller venue, and they decorate the storefronts all along Independence for a lighting ceremony. That's lovely. Now, I kind of did some research on this as well, and I found that they actually do have a lighting ceremony in the city of Independence. They call it the Independence Square Lighting and Santa's Village. And it takes place right by the Truman Library. And this ceremony usually happens in late November. The movie depicts the director of fan engagement who will be selecting the fan of the year. The movie depicts the director of fan engagement who will be selecting the fan of the year. After doing some research on the Chiefs website, there is a list of multiple individuals who work for the Chiefs Association. There is the president of the fan experience, the director of the fan experience manager, fan experience representative, and so on. So my point is that these jobs actually do exist. Now, you can't talk about Kansas City without mentioning Kansas City barbecue. And if you're from Kansas City, you'll definitely have some opinions on this, and most likely you'll have your favorite spot. The movie depicts a fictional barbecue restaurant called Norma and Nick's, which is located in Independence. After doing some research, I could not find an actual Norma and Nick's, and I'm wondering if it's loosely based off of Nick and Jake's, which is an actual restaurant in Kansas City who serves steak and then also some barbecue options as well. So Norma and Nick's barbecue restaurant is located right on the same block as Alana's family Chiefs memorabilia store. And guess who works there? Guess who Norma is? That's right, it is Donna Kelsey. So in the story, we meet Alana and her sweet family, and they talk about how the family came to know each other, how they were created, and it was all thanks to the Chiefs. The families were season ticket holders, and the mother and grandmother were very sweet, but a little bit meddling when it came to Alana's life. Once Derek arrives, he and Alana hit it off immediately. It is really a cute story. The two actors had great chemistry together, and the family welcomes Derek with some Midwestern hospitality, all the while encouraging Alana to ask him out or to get his number. So Alana's mother wants to gift something to Derek while he's visiting their store, and he glances around the store and he spots a hat. Now we're going to get into a little bit of the Chiefs lore in this movie. The family talks about how when one member wears the hat on Christmas Day, that essentially means that the Chiefs will go to the Super Bowl. I absolutely understand that kind of superstition. I actually have these 99-cent Temu Chiefs earrings that I wear every time we have a Chiefs game. That is, except for the one game that I failed to wear the earrings. We had left the house to watch the game somewhere else. I didn't wear them on November 17th, and that was when we played against the Bills, and I won't be making that mistake again. Now, Derek finds this superstition just to be completely silly, but Alana and her family, they stand on these claims. Intrigued by this story, he returns to his job at the Chiefs facility, and he nominates Alana and her family for the Fan of the Year award. There's definitely some inter-office drama that happens between him, Derek, and his colleagues because they all want their specific Fan of the Year to be nominated, basically for bragging rights. There were a few other nominees, but my very favorite was Catrick Mahomes, a cat that they dress up with a little fuzzy wig on top to basically depict Patrick Mahomes. Now, as you might suspect, Alana's family is awarded the Fan of the Year. And with this award, they actually get to be on the sidelines during one of the games. So the relationship evolves, and Derek and Alana attend a fundraising event where the hat actually goes missing. So Alana is devastated that she lost the good luck charm that her and her family hold so dear. The story continues, and the couple grows closer. They do share a kiss at one point. And I hate to ruin the movie for anyone out there who still hasn't watched it or is planning on watching this movie. So I won't go any further into the plot lines. But I will say it is wonderfully written and excellently casted. Much of the movie was shot here in Kansas City, including Arrowhead Stadium, in July on one of the hottest days of the year. The movie includes many locals and Chiefs fans that are acting as background characters. And unfortunately, I was not aware when they were making this film because I would have loved to gone down there and to just be a background character. So unfortunately, you won't see me in any of the shots of the movie. All in all, it really was a terrific movie. And for me, it was a great first Hallmark movie to watch. It had lots of references to the Chiefs' legacy, callbacks to specific games and to specific players. And I'm pretty sure my husband didn't mind too terribly watching it, just based upon all the references to the Chiefs. And I do think that if you are a Chiefs fan, you will like this movie. Based on all the references to the team and to area locations around town. And being a local Kansas City girl, I really enjoyed the story and the acting was really good. So I hope you liked this video, my review of the Hallmark movie, Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story. If you watched the movie, leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, goodbye and bless you and yours. I can't sit here anymore.